In the shop as usual, working on a Subaru. This one I have to replace the exhaust gaskets up at the very front there on the engine where the manifold goes to it. Pretty common problem on them. And I needed to replace the studs, which is also a common problem because the nut tends to rust weld itself completely solidly to the stud, and then the studs just come out. Half the time they take little threads with them or whatever. Most of the time the studs that people use aren't long enough, or they don't install them deep enough, which was the case in this time. In this case, some of them were barely in there. The studs are expensive, and my local shop didn't have any M10 1 1/4 pitch thread metric studs, but I found some bolts at the hardware store, M10 1 1/4 pitch, that are plenty long enough once I cut the head off. And I've got a couple of little tips here for any time you have to cut a threaded fastener. Most of you know you can cut a bolt down into a stud, but I'm going to show you something that's going to save you a little pain in the ass when you do so. And here's your tip. Whenever you cut a threaded fastener, leave a nut on it. That way, after you clean up the end of it, if there's any burrs or anything, when you take the nut off, it'll straighten out the threads that you might have bent or burred. And that way you know the nut will go right back on again. So, there you go. Stud from a bolt. Have a good one. Thanks for watching.